Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 6. Tottenham Hotspur 6. I've slept on this, on that result. I couldn't make a video right after, you feel me? Because if I did, like, I have a job, you know what I'm saying? I can't have too much crazy stuff on YouTube, just saying anything, you know, cursing, all that. Like, I just can't do it. So I wasn't gonna make an immediate match reaction, but I'm still so pissed. Like, I'm gonna start with the players, then I'm gonna get to the management, but I really, really want to start with the players today because there's been a lot of overhyping of our players, especially certain players, the ones who are on big money, you know what I'm saying? The ones who were big money signings, you see what I'm saying? I'm gonna start with Harry Maguire. What was I telling you about this dude? He's a fraud. He is an absolute fraud. No more, no less. He's a fraud. I've been saying this. I've been trying to be polite about it. I told you Victor Lindelof was better. But you guys didn't want to believe it. Y'all thought I was crazy. Y'all thought I was out of my mind for saying that. Now you see, there's no Victor Lindelof to scapegoat anymore. He wasn't in that side. He wasn't in that side that lost like that. You hear me? Y'all been begging for Maguire and Baye, and look what they did. First goal. Maguire heads it to Baye, who then heads it to Maguire, who then attempts to head it to De Gea. He fumbles that, then he fouls Luke Shaw. He actually physically fouls Luke Shaw from getting the ball and clearing it. And then Ndombele scores. Second goal, he fouls Harry Kane for no reason. He's completely out of position, something that Victor Lindelof is actually very good at, keeping his position. And switches off. Harry Kane plays an amazing pass, you know, quick free kick, no excuses. And they score again. I mean, you can't make this up. Harry Maguire is an absolute fraud. I've been saying this. I'm going to continue to say it. He is absolutely mid. He is miserable. He is not a good center back. If we had spent that extra £20 million to go get Koulibaly the summer we got Harry Maguire, I promise you we would not be having these conversations right now about getting another center back, because we'd have a center back who's powerful, athletic, and reads the game well. Then we have Victor Lindelof, who's very intelligent, you know, at the least. Victor Lindelof has his flaws. He's very soft, and there's no excusing that. But he is better than Harry Maguire. 80 to 85 million pounds for that dude. We actually spent 85 million. Leicester were probably laughing their hearts out when they got 85 million pounds for Harry Maguire. They were like, oh wait, we're gonna go get this Soyuncu kid for way cheaper, and he's better. Johnny Evans is better. I mean, it is absolutely a shame. Absolutely a shame. The captain of Manchester United. When Martial got that red card, go look where Harry Maguire was. 10 yards away, holding his hands up, not being a leader. Ollie should be fired just for making Harry Maguire captain. For real. He should be fired just for making Harry Maguire the captain of this club. That is the worst performance by a captain. I've only been alive since 1995, but I am so sure that is the worst performance by a captain in Manchester United's history. I am so confident about that. Absolutely miserable footballer. I'm going to get on the rest of these players too. Baye. Everyone's been clamoring for it, right? Everyone's been saying Baye is the best center back at the club, right? Because, you know, Maguire and Lindelof don't work. Baye is more athletic. You know, he has more pace. He's strong. But he's a clown. Everyone wants to force this narrative that he's this rugged, like he's Umtiti, or like when Umtiti was playing at his prime or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, he is also very below the standard very below the standard. Look what he did yesterday. The pass. We were down 10 men, and you're trying to play out from the back. You're down 10 men, you're trying to play out from the back. Harry Kane steals it. It goes to Son, back to Kane, goal. I mean, it's poor. And I'm so glad Victor Lindelof didn't play. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm so glad he didn't play because he's always the scapegoat. Victor Lindelof's been poor for the past few months, but I said it, and I'm going to say it again. All of last season and the season before, he was our best center back. But people didn't want to believe it because Harry Maguire is worth 80 million pounds. You know, he's British. He has the stature. He has the leadership. That is nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I have been defending this man constantly been defending this man. I think this is a product of him playing in this bad environment, but he's been poor. Look how he got chopped by Ben Davies. I mean, he's been poor for a while now. And I'm hoping that something can change with him because I think there's a player in there. I really want to believe there's a player in there. But I can't see it. I haven't seen it for the past 3 months. But I believe there's a player in there. Luke Shaw, get out. You're a joke. Absolute joke. Absolute joke of a footballer, man. I'm tired. Where was he on the goal that Aurier scored? Obviously, Pogba was in that position, but that is his side. Where is he? In the middle. In the middle of the 18. Just doing nothing. Shameful. Shameful, shameful. That midfield. No one loves Paul Pogba more than me. No one loves Paul Pogba more than me. I'm telling you, one of my favorite footballers I've ever witnessed. But we can't absolve him from criticism when he's playing like trash. He's been playing like trash for a minute now. It was started with the Southampton mistake, and it's just kind of slowly but surely kind of piled up on itself. You know what I'm saying? Love him as a person. Love him as a player, but he has been poor. Him and Bruno can't play together. It just looks like it. Unless, we'll talk about the coaching later. Maybe that's a product of it, but they just look confused. He's playing too far deep, and he doesn't want to be there, so he'll linger up. He'll linger forward. Matic is isolated. You know what I'm saying? Matic is isolated. He doesn't have the pace to be isolated. I think until another manager comes, it needs to be Fred, Matic, Pogba, or Fred, Matic, Bruno. You know what I'm saying? Because Bruno just looks confused. He's getting too far. He goes too far forward. He plays like he's like a false nine. It's an absolute shame. It's an absolute shame. This midfield, absolutely poor. I can't even criticize the front men too much. Tony, I'm going to criticize Tony, though. You can't let Eric Lamela get in your head. You cannot let Eric Lamela get in your head. That's 3 games he's going to be missing now, unless this thing gets rescinded. And that would be, 6 games in the league he hasn't scored a goal. That's going to be hard to kind of pick up now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't let Lamela get in your head. You can't let it happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, I pity him because Lamela's a prick. You feel me? He's an absolute prick. But you just got to be smarter. He should have gone down. He should have been the prick. He should have gone down when Lamela elbowed him in the face. But, Tony don't move like that. It's cool. I respect it. But that's now, unless I'm tripping, that's first 3 games of the season, he hasn't scored a goal. Now he's going to go 3 games, so that's 6 games to start the league without a goal. That's hard to kind of pick up from. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the way you want to start this season. He started last season pretty good. This season's going to be 6 Premier League games, no goals from Anthony Martial. That stings. Marcus Rashford, nothing he could do. I feel bad for him. I think he was poor. Don't get me wrong. He was poor. But what are you going to do when there's just there's no quality, there's no anything? It's a shame. It's an absolute shame. Manchester United have gone to this point where Spurs are beating us 6-1 at home. Crystal Palace are beating us 3-1 at home. We're beating Brighton off of a 100-minute handball. I mean, we really should only have 1 point out of these 3 games. Think about that. Then our run-up coming soon. We're going to have Leipzig soon. We're going to have PSG soon. We're going to have Chelsea soon. We're going to have Arsenal soon. I fear for what's going to happen to this club. Let's talk about the management because I'm done with these players. I'm done with these players. I'm absolutely done with these players. Ollie needs to go. I'm so sorry. I've tried. I've really, really tried. You know what I'm saying? I was off of the train. I've said this multiple times. I was off the train after the 2-2 Villa draw last year. And then, you know, Bruno came, I gave him a chance. But this is not acceptable. If this was any other big club with someone putting in results like this, they would have been gone a long time ago. A long time ago. Go and look at the games Ollie has lost as a manager. Go and look back. Go and find them. You can find some losing to Bournemouth 1-0, losing to Newcastle 2-0, losing to Everton 4-0, losing to Crystal Palace 3-1. We lost to Crystal Palace 2-1 last year. They've beat us 2 straight years at home. Crystal Palace have. Got blown out at halftime, 3-0 against Man City in the Carabao Cup. We score a goal in the second half, and he says we won the second half. That's a positive to take away from this game. He's not speaking out about the board. He's not speaking out about not getting players. He's protecting the board. He says, I believe the people who are running this club are doing a good job. I'm sure they're doing a good job, right? Because you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your job the way you are handling this. I think he needs to just step away, because if he stepped away, people would respect him so much more, as opposed to him just drowning and getting fired, because he's not good enough. He's not a good enough manager. Like, you can't use this, oh, it's the board excuse when we lose to teams the way we're losing to teams. We have better players than Tottenham Hotspur. We have better players than Tottenham Hotspur. If you line up our 11, we have better players. But it seems like Ollie doesn't know. There's no structure. There's no team shape. There's no pattern of play. No one can really tell you Ollie's style of play. Everyone pretends like there's this style of. There's not. There's not. There's no style of play. If we go on a run, everyone says this is the way we play. Then we play bad for twice that amount of time. But everyone's saying we just need to. It's this. It's that. It's this excuse. No. He is not good enough. He is not good enough. It's a shame. It's really a shame. He shouldn't have been put in this position. When he went on that beautiful, fantastic run, we should have said, thank you, become our number 2. Poch, come in. Poch, come in and run this team. That's what should have happened. But hindsight is 2020. It's unfortunate. But if Ollie gets fired, that's gonna truly affect his legacy. You know, people are going to look at him differently because the fan base is turning on him, and it's sad to see, you know, but I'm just being objective. I have no ill will towards Ollie. I wish him well if and when he does get fired, because he probably will get fired before Christmas, if we're being real. If and when that does happen, you know, I wish him the best. I wish that, you know, he finds a coach, you know, he finds a team where he can actually build as a coach. But you shouldn't be building as a coach at Manchester United. You should not be building as a coach. You shouldn't be like an internship. You shouldn't. This isn't an internship. You see what I'm saying? This is Manchester United. We're losing 6-1 to Spurs, 3-1 to. You should have been fired after 3-1 Crystal Palace, if we're being real. You know, he should have been fired last year off the back of some of the results that he had. But we got third, so it papered over the cracks. That's what happens. You know, a lot of teams were going through rebuilds. The third place finished papered over the cracks. What do you think we're going to do in the Champions League? What do you think RB Leipzig is going to do to us? What do you think PSG is going to do to us? Yeah? What do you think they're going to do to us? And then I can't even remember the other team who's in the group. Do we beat the teams like that? It's a Turkish team. Trabzon subs something, whatever, I can't remember. But go look back at last year. Astana, Alkmaar. There's just so many teams. Rochdale. That we struggled to beat. Absolutely struggled. This is a sad time. A sad time. Absolutely miserable time. We need a new manager. We need new center backs. There's so much wrong with this club. And the transfer window is going to end very soon. I'm going to discuss that. I really don't want to talk about Ed Woodward, Clown, and the Matt Judge, all those dudes right now. I'm going to talk about them at a later date. But let's focus on this game. Shameful performance. Shameful performance.